What's the number one thing you never wanted to do as a kid? And no, I'm not talking about brushing your teeth or making your bed or being forced to go see Les Mis when you were only 11 years old on a cold January day for your mom's birthday. And yeah, you just wanted to stay home and play with your Ninja Turtles, but you were forced to go to the movie theater that day and see this film. And you find yourself actually starting to weep at Fatine's story and, everything she had to go through. And you actually find yourself singing along. And yeah, you didn't think Russell Crowe was really that bad, but everyone else did, so you just went along with it.
Falling, dreaming.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about summer school. Who the hell ever wanted to go to summer school? I know I didn't. It was always a fear of mine. If I got bad grades, my parents were gonna punish me by forcing me to attend my lousy school in the month of June. Shit, that sounds terrible. And that's where our film Cooties takes place. In a school during the summer. So, this thing is directed by Jonathan Milott and Cary Murnion. I'm probably butchering those names. Also, this thing was written by Ian Brennan and Lee Wanawell. Wanawell? I'm probably butchering that. Shit, I gotta get better with names. But Lee is actually Doug in the film, and Doug is a complete weirdo.
Just examined his fluids with two of history's oldest scientific instruments. My hands.
Oh,
Don't worry, I'm wearing gloves.
But he's hilarious. He's actually kind of the best character. He has some really funny lines, some really just out-of-pocket things he says. There's a scene when everyone's quiet and he just goes, shh, to one of the teachers, and she wasn't even talking. That's not funny, I guess, now that I'm saying it. You just have to see the film, but it was a good joke.
And quiet, please. Please be quiet.
None of us are talking.
Rebecca. Quiet, please.
This thing stars Elijah Wood, and before you make any Lord of the Rings jokes, they do it already in the film.
I'll sneak around the school where there aren't any kids.
Oh, you sneak around, huh? Sneak around like a little hobbit? No way, I'm taking the fight to them like a fucking orc. And
Also, it was produced by our good old boy Elijah, and he does a great job as Clint. Clint is this aspiring writer who has moved out to New York, but he claims he's coming back to his hometown Fort Chicken, Illinois to finish his horror novel. And he's telling all the teachers in the teacher lounge that, he's just taking the substitute work to get some extra dough. He's full of shit. We know he's full of shit. Come on.
I wanted to say to them, guys, I'm a writer who moved here from New York City. I'm way cooler than your regular teacher. This day could have been super fun.
Clint really sounds like most Stephen King protagonists. But Elijah Wood does a really good job because he's a really good actor. He makes the character full of heart. He's funny. Even though he's a little arrogant. Basic premise of the story. Clint's taking a job at his alma mater, Fort Chicken Elementary, where he meets an old love interest of his, a woman named Lucy, played by Alison Pill. They kind of have a little bit of flirtation, but that's interrupted when we meet Rainn Wilson's character, Wade, because him and Lucy are actually an item already.
Nap time, motherfuckers.
Which makes things quite awkward for Clint. As we see in the beginning of this film, without giving too much away, there are these contaminated chicken nuggets, and when this little girl named Shelly bites into one, the infection begins. I don't know if you can call what we see in this movie zombies, because they're technically not zombies. It's more of a contamination disease going around with these chicken nuggets, but it can spread like how zombies spread their virus. The kids can scratch each other, bite each other, and eat adults all they like. It's pretty gross what we see from these little zombie kids. They're fierce. They are hungry. And on the blacktop, when we really start to see things go down, it gets grisly. There's just these instances and scenes where the kids are getting scratched or bitten, and you wouldn't think this film is really that violent or that full of gore or blood, but it is. It is full of horror, and it really worked. We also got Jack McBrayer playing Tracy in this film. We know Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock and a bunch of other things.
Disgusting.
That's disgusting.
It's not disgusting to have boys staring at each other's penises.
What would be wrong with that? Okay, we got bigger things to worry about.
Also, Jorge Garcia playing Rick, he's just camped in his van throughout the entirety of this film. He's high on shrooms, just seeing the carnage go down. He's probably like, holy shit. No, he is like, holy shit, this is the worst trip ever. And it would be, it really would be.
Dude, this is totally tripping me out.
Are you on shrooms too?
The teachers are cornered, they're trapped in Fort Chickens Elementary, and they gotta make their way out. Again, without spoiling too much, I don't wanna go into the finite details, but there's the love interest story that we get, which is actually pretty powerful, mixed in with the comedy and horror, which blended beautifully, and that's kind of the main reason why I wanted to make this video. In my opinion, it's so hard to blend the genre of comedy and horror because it usually doesn't work. It's usually either trying to be too funny and it's dumb, or the horror is so cheesy that it's boring. It works on some films, of course. Evil Dead does it wonderfully.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
You walk a fine line. This movie walks that line like a motherfucking trapeze artist. It's funny, feels like a sitcom given the actors that we have. It is scary, it is bloody, it is gruesome, it is a great zombie film, and I really enjoyed it. My personal favorite monster films are zombies. I like them more than vampires, werewolves, mummies, whatever there is. Because zombies not only give us zombies, which are scary undead creatures of the night, but also they give us the end of the world feeling, you know, the apocalyptic environment, which I really enjoy. I love apocalypse movies. They are interesting, they are creepy, they make you think about our world, and zombies usually bring that. So when you can have both of those together, which zombies films do, makes a good movie for me. And I liked how this movie presented their apocalyptic feeling. It doesn't come until towards the end, but it works. And it's nothing too in your face. It's subtle. It's in the background. You can see it in the environment. You can start having this feeling like, oh shit, this contamination is spreading. It's actually infecting other towns, and a lot of other kids are being infected. And it might be pretty hard to stop. I also wanted to make this video because I had never heard about this movie before watching it last week. Never even seen anything for it. It popped up on Amazon and I was like, oh, this looks pretty interesting. I like Elijah Wood a lot, so I'll give it a try. And I was pleasantly surprised. So I just want to ask you guys, have you seen this movie? What'd you think about it? I know it came out in 2014, which is 10 years ago now. The review for Friday the 13th Part 2 is coming out next. I can't wait to do that one, guys. And yeah, if you like this video, consider subscribing, liking. It really helps out the channel. But until then, see you guys.